Hi Leo, welcome to your unexpected reading for basically the month of August, for July 29th through 28th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommend a reader shout out, which goes to Shanetta's Divine Tarot. Much love and support to her, and hopefully you get a chance to stop by and check her out and show her some love and support if you like what you hear. Lastly, this is intended as a romantic love read, but it may resonate in other areas of your life, such as work, job, career, money, family, friends. All right, Leo, the unexpected. Leo, prepare yourself for the unexpected. What is in store for Leo? 5 of Swords. Ooh, making some decisions. Did someone? I don't know. That kind of feels like someone cut things off. Perhaps you, well, this would be you feeling like, I need to cut things off, either because someone's very controlling, or it's just time. I need to get off I need to get off this couch or whatever and make some decisions. I need to get off this negative thinking or these bad habits, and I need to start figuring some things out and making some decisions here. Page of Wands, 5 of Cups, ouch. 9 of Wands, the Devil. Okay. Yeah, you need to make some decisions. You need to set some boundaries. You need to take back control. This is you needing to stop with the giving and start setting some boundaries. We got Page of Pentacles. This is one-sided. Okay, so Aries and Sag there were elements of reciprocity in their readings also. It's funny how that works out, like the whole fire sign thing. It's like, okay, we're having issues with balance here because, you're not getting what you need or deserve in a relationship. Okay, so this could be a time where you're getting vertical on something and cutting it off, making some decisions some hard choices that you need to get away, if nothing else. Like, it's come to this, it's not what I want, I'm disappointed, but I have to do this out of self-preservation because I am not getting needs met. I'm dealing with someone that is just not that interested in giving, talking, sharing, going, doing whatever. It's lopsided here. They haven't shown enough interest. This could be just you dating in general, like online dating, and not being very happy with the type of people you've been attracting, because they're all just, you might feel they're kind of basic or immature and all that. So what's this Page of Wands about? The Star, so that's Aquarius, also boobies. So you could be hoping that things are going to, whatever you just started, you could be that you've just been set adrift from someone, and you've had to make some choices, figure some things out, make some strategic decisions, and you're kind of set adrift or on this new path now, and you're just starting out on something. You're kind of really hoping for things to work out, or just that this is for the best. I need some time to heal, baby steps. I'm going to be lightly dipping my toe in the wand as far as new interests, hobbies, or dating. Page of Pentacles, because the person you dealt with before was not, this is Page of Pentacles twice. This is somebody that just, either they weren't that into it, or they had other priorities and they couldn't be that into it. Either way, you are not meeting people, or the person you last dealt with was not someone that was very giving, very attentive. There were other things in front of you in the relationship, and that's fine if you're dating. I mean, not everything has to be a be it end all commitment, but there was dissatisfaction for it. This could be showing a pattern here. Like, this could be representative that you're just really not liking those that you're attracting, even if it's on a superficial 1 or 2 date thing. It's just not them working out, and there's disappointment and sadness, and just feeling like a lack of connection. And it's about you. Well, hold on a minute. What's 5 of Cups about? Yeah, 5 of Swords, 5 of Swords. So this is you feeling bummed that you've had to make. You didn't want it to come to that, but it did, and it needed to happen. And you've made the decisions. You're doing the thing, doing what needs to be done, because it's been a series of disappointments, and you just What's this 9 of Wands about, though? Wands about. Okay, so we've got an unexpected. This is the Tower. You know what? I think this is you originally starting out being disappointed and making a series of decisions, and then you start to realize some business. You start to realize shenanigans, or like, I am fed up. This is standing your ground, and after so many unsatisfactory experiences, perhaps this is the revelation and understanding as to why that there needs to be some changes made in your life, Or this is you going, you know what? This is me being disappointed with the lack of people on my level, or the last person that was on. Either way, it's disappointment in that area, and all of a sudden being like, I have had enough, and I'm leaving. I'm ending things. It goes from being disappointed and having to make some decisions based on that disappointment to all of a sudden being like, no, you know what? I know my worth, and I know what I'm guarding, and I wasn't treated fairly, or I'm realizing why this isn't working. I keep attracting the same type of people. What's this devil about? What's this devil about? Capricorn, this could be Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, Gemini, or Virgo. Okay. This is about you reclaiming your power. This is about you going from feeling disappointed and sad and feeling like I don't want to have to make these decisions, but I do, because this is just not for you. I mean, look at this. You're wanting to start something new and you're really hoping it'll work out. But the key, or what I think the takeaway here is that this disappointment gets transmuted to realizing, you know what? No, I'm not putting up with that anymore. I've got a lot to offer. I know what I'm guarding. I know what I have. I know who I am. I know what I'm worth. I'm not putting up with I know what I'm worth. Salt the earth. That rhymes. I'm not putting up with that anymore. This is wisdom and coming full circle on something. This is kind of not seeing the forest for the trees. This is looking at what isn't, like looking at it with lack, instead of realizing, hey, I've still got plenty here. This is that realization, that epiphany. And because of that, this gets transmuted into confidence, wisdom, rising up, that sort of thing. And it puts you back in control, because there's this recognition or realization of what's really been going on, and you get vertical on it, and you set some boundaries, and you start guarding your emotions. You start taking back your control, puts you back in the driver's seat, because there's been a shift from disappointment and sadness and needing to cut things off and protect yourself, but kind of being on shaky ground, like I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I'm just doing something because I'm just going through the motions at this point, to all of a sudden being like, no, I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm going to be decisive. I'm going to be like, no, that's not worth time, because I know who I am and I know what I have to offer and I know what I want. And I'm not putting up with shenanigans. I'm not going to take less than what I'm worth, because I know what I offer, and I'm not going to take something that offers less than that. And it's not about, well, I only want to date someone that has this or does that or whatever. It's not that. It's just that knowing the type of person that you are, what your threshold is. I can't deal with someone that doesn't such and such, or, I don't want somebody that's not going to return phone calls or texts or whatever. I don't want somebody that's going to wait 4 days before they talk to me again, or, you know what I mean? It's like, I get that might be part of the dating thing, but I don't want that. I want somebody that this. So this is having standards. This is having, knowing yourself well enough to know what you want, instead of just kind of settling for whatever's out there. This is starting to be picky and choosy, as you should be. And it comes on the heels of realizations, epiphanies, revelations, what you will and won't accept anymore because of what you can and will offer in a relationship. It's knowing your worth and guarding your emotions and knowing your worth and protecting that, instead of engaging in something unhealthy, or not, that's just, if I be so bold, beneath you, because at least it's somebody, at least it's something. This is a need to set boundaries, and this is doing it. Guarding emotions. So, winning. All right, what's this magician about? Yay. So, kind of doubling down on this. This is taking a minute, taking a beat to figure out what to take a rest from, having to make it happen, having to be in the driver's seat, having to figure out how this is going to work, this and that. You're just tired because look what's out there. Look at what you've been dealing with. Either a situation or people that just aren't able to give you what you want or what you need in a relationship. And this is about realizing that, unexpectedly so, and not settling for it anymore. Instead of feeling like you need to make strategic decisions and there might be some pettiness or anger involved, this disappointment, sadness, and kind of pettiness gets transmuted into going, no, you know what, I'm not doing that anymore, because I'm going to hold out for worth. I'm going to hold out for somebody that can meet me on level, whatever that level is, instead of just engaging for engaging's sake. Oopsie. What else for Leo? Hey, perseverance. Good. Perseverance, that's exactly what this is. Faith, resiliency, perseverance, wisdom, courage. And this isn't about throwing bad after good or throwing good after bad. This isn't about sticking with someone when they're at this level. No, this is about you having this realization, not going back on it and sticking to your guns so that you can find someone that respects and is worthy of what you have to offer. Holding out for what you want. So I can't remember, I don't know who said this. I've heard it before. I can't remember, but you deserve what you tolerate, you know? This is kind of like you deserve what you settle for, that sort of thing. What else for Leo? And this takes guts too, because this isn't easy, especially when you're like, well, if, you know, I have to choose something, but it doesn't have to be for everything. Like if this is a job, then it's like, well, you got to start somewhere, right? But hopefully if you're in the dating scene, you get to be a little more choosy and you get to kind of hold out for someone that is worthy of you. That you're in a position where you can move on from something that's just holding you back and not healthy, and set some healthy boundaries and get in control of your emotions and be like, no more. I'm only going to invest in things that are worth my time and energy that will give back to me what I'm giving. So it becomes like, you know, something that resources you instead of throwing bad after good or good after bad. What else for Leo? Okay, Justice. It could be dealing with Libra, but this is balancing the scale. So you start off kind of being unhappy with what you're dealing with and realizing and knowing that you have to make some decisions. You gotta, you know, all right, well, I'm gonna take a break from trying to figure out how to make this work or what to do. I'm not gonna do that. And in taking that break and doing that, this disappointment and feeling like I need to make some decisions, I gotta be strategic. I don't want to, but I don't know what to do. All of a sudden you get vertical on it. It gets transmuted into confidence, wisdom, knowing what you're worth. This could be, both of these cards could be intense anger and upsettedness and just being livid about something. I think this is more about you, because there's kind of this resigned sadness here with the Five of Swords. Like, I know I got to do this, I don't want to, but it's almost like, well, I don't want to have to end it with this situation or with this person, because at least it's something, but it isn't a very good situation. So out of self-respect, I do have to end it. I do have to. And then all of a sudden, in kind of taking a minute and thinking about things and taking a break from having to fix everything all the time and do and go, you realize, you know what? Wait a second. Wait a minute. So, and then we end up here in control and setting healthy boundaries. And things are as they should be. So that don't beat yourself up. Don't settle, and don't beat yourself up for this right here, because this is about you getting vertical on a situation and getting some perspective and balancing the scales. Things are as they should be after this. What else for Leo? Five of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles reversed. This is Five of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed. Yay! So, this is recovery and regeneration. This is honestly feeling found. Like that, just kind of feeling found, feeling like the worst is over, feeling like something just profoundly clicked, like some kind of awareness or understanding, which is, you know, the Tower here and the Knight of Wands, and you're not forcing it anymore. The Knight of Pentacles and the Magician, it could be about forcing it and trying to make something work, you know, hunkering down and forcing it because that's what you committed to, that's what you said you do, and I'm honorable and I'm out of this. Yeah, to what end? Your self-respect and your time and energy that you're never going to get back? No. This is taking some time off, not moving forward, not making an offer, disconnecting, and being the better for it. Pulling back your power and only giving and investing emotionally in that which deserves you. This is kingly energy here. Things are as they should be. Yay, I'm glad to see that. I'm really glad to see that. So, yeah, this is about you pulling back your power. And the Five of Pentacles reverse is about recovery. After sadness and disconnect, it's no longer feeling that disconnect or that sadness. It's recovery. And not making an offer, not moving forward, not having to make it work or force it anymore. Taking a break, self-worth. All right. Leo, I hope this was helpful. I don't see anybody else. I feel like this is you. It could either be work or friendship, but I feel like this is you kind of ending involvement in the dating scene or at a job that wasn't satisfactory because it's just not worth it anymore. and if it isn't ending because you need the job, right? At least it's a huge perspective shift, and it starts you on figuring out what you do want, and somehow being able to survive if you're there, being able to survive and have a different perspective to where it becomes a choice, and you're just not, you're like, you know what, I'm not worried about this anymore. I'm not going to waste time investing in this. I'll do what I have to, but it's going to be minimal involvement on my part until I can get to where else I want to be, and just keep moving that way. Okay, all right, Leo, I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care.